Hello, TikTokers and YouTubers. My name is Mr. G. Welcome to your weather forecast as we still dealing with that major storm across the Midwest and all the way down into the South. We're seeing that heavy snow across the upper Midwest through Minnesota and Wisconsin and in portions of Michigan. But we're seeing a lot of rain there from the Mid-Atlantic down to the Southeast, where we're seeing severe weather across portions of Georgia and Florida and South Carolina right now. But here's a look at the next storm that's going to be coming onshore as we're seeing that atmospheric river flowing across from Hawaii and into that sky as this storm makes its way toward the California coastline and the Pacific Northwest, and we're seeing that moisture. This is the water vapor image. Look how deep that moisture is in this storm system. Now here's a look at the visible image of this storm as it comes onshore. You see these polka dots right here? This is indicative of cold air that's being drawn into the storm. So we know that because with this storm, we're going to see thunderstorms when this storm comes on shore. So that's going to be an added thing with this guy because it has a lot of cold air and it's also bombing out. We see how it's signs of intensification as this gets a little bit tighter, as it gets a little bit more wound up. We're seeing that this storm is intensifying. So a developing bomb low again as this storm makes its way toward the Northern California and the Oregon border areas there. Now here we are as we're looking at the leftovers of our storm across the upper Midwest and Minnesota. They're spinning directly over Minnesota, and we're seeing that snow showers continue this afternoon, but things will start to dissipate later on in today, and we will start to see it come to an end by the time we get to this tonight into the evening hours. Again, here's a look at this storm as that frontal boundary moves across the southeast. We're seeing that severe weather here across Georgia and in South Carolina and western Florida as well. We also have a line of storms that's kind of a broken line of storms that's developing out ahead of this guy. This stuff is forming in the outflow of this line of storms. So we can see some isolated to scattered storms, and if we have any tornadoes, this is where the tornadoes might possibly occur as well, as we can see some isolated severe storms out of these guys if anything develops out of that. But this is very iffy, this activity out ahead of that main outflow. Now, as we take a look at your forecast for the remainder of your Wednesday, here we are with that storm across the northern plains that's going to be wrapping up later today. We have heavy snow through portions of northern Minnesota, and we're going to be seeing that lighter snow falling across Minnesota and mixed precipitation across Wisconsin and into Michigan, but freezing rain across portions of Ontario, Canada, and into New England. We're going to be seeing freezing rain. Rain showers and thunderstorms are going to be possible from Boston all the way down here to Jacksonville and Orlando, but our severe weather is going to take place down here in southern Georgia and portions of South Carolina as well as the Florida Panhandle. So again, more and more of that rainfall. The next storm coming on shore across the west coast. Heavy rain along the coastal sections. Some thunder as well, and we're going to be seeing heavy snow in the Sierra Nevada, and some lighter snow is going to fall across the Pacific Northwest and across the western Rockies. So we got that snow to get ready for as that storm starts to make its way onshore today as well. Tomorrow that storm moves further onshore. We see that low make it to landfall, and it's going to spread that heavy rain, thunderstorms in the Central Valley, heavy snow over the Sierra Nevada, more heavy snow across the Cascades, and we're going to be seeing snow through the Wasatch Range, through Utah, and the Great Basin of Nevada, and we're going to be seeing snow across portions of Montana and Idaho as well. Heavy rain down the southwestern coast, down to LA and San Diego. A lot of flooding is going to be a problem with that as well. Nice weather in the nation's midsection as we begin to dig out across the northern plains. We're not going to see too much cold air. It's going to be in the upper teens to lower 20s for highs tomorrow and into the weekend, but down across the southern plains and the southeast, temperatures are going to be quite mild with those 60s and 70s right along the Gulf Coast there. Here we are as we take a look at our current radar. We still see a little bit of light snow up here in the northern plains and near the Great Lakes, and we're seeing that rain into the This is rain and some freezing rain through portions of southern Canada, and we're seeing that rain here across the portions of the Ohio Valley and the Appalachian Mountain Range, and then some rain showers down here, Shenandoah, down the southeastern coast, around the Front Range of the lower sections of the Appalachian Mountain Range. So South Carolina, Georgia, so that severe weather is going to be taking place this afternoon, and on the Florida Panhandle. And then here's our West Coast storm starting to come on shore with that mountain snow in the Sierra Nevadas, and we're going to be seeing that heavy rain along the Pacific Northwest coast of California and through the Bay Area, and more heavy rain down in LA and San Diego as well. Again, here is our watches and warnings across the country. Winter weather advisory across Minnesota, Wisconsin, and portions of Michigan. And we're going to be seeing a small winter storm advisory in place across portions of northwestern Minnesota, or northeastern Minnesota, and northwestern Wisconsin. So where Duluth and Superior, we're going to still pick up winter storm criteria. As far as snowfall, we're going to see about another 2 to 4 inches before things all come to a close later on tonight. And then there's that West Coast storm with a lot of flood advisories, high wind warnings and watches, and that snow winter storm watches in place as well. And we have a tornado watch down here across Georgia, South Carolina. There is also a severe thunderstorm warning in South Carolina, and we have a severe thunderstorm warning across the Florida Panhandle as well. We have flash flooding and flooding warnings right here through portions of Georgia and Alabama, and we're going to be seeing winter weather advisories up there in the Northeast, and we also have flood advisory possible in the Mid-Atlantic as well. So a very active day across America as far as weather hazards, watches, and warnings and things like that. Here we are, so take a look. Here's our severe weather for today. We're going to be seeing those severe thunderstorms across the southeast. Again, there's that moderate risk for severe weather, and then our marginal risk for severe weather across North Carolina. All right, here we go with that snow. Another 2 to 4 inches of snow is going to be possible across Minnesota, Wisconsin, and into the upper peninsula of Michigan. It's hard to say. The UP, we're going to see a little bit, another 2 to 4 inches, possibly 6 to 7 inches over here, right in this little area right there between Duluth and Superior, Wisconsin. So still a little bit of snow to be had. And then we have our snow coming on to the West Coast. And if you can see right there in the Sierra Nevada, that's where we got 2 feet of snow. That's going to be the Snow Bowl champion of America today. Is going to be the Sierra Nevada mountain range. So again, another snowy day across the country. My name is Mr. G. That is your weather forecast. Thanks for watching as we wrap up this storm and await the development of the next storm. So until then, everybody be safe. Have a great day, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Bye-bye.